Hang on to your hats, everybody. Here we go. Public health officials in the U.S. are striving to keep tabs on thousands of Americans that are quarantining themselves at home after returning from mainland China in an effort to curtail the transmission of the virus, adding to a response that is straining already stretched local departments. More than 5,400 people have been asked to self-quarantine in California alone as of the 14th of February, according to the California Department of Public Health. Hundreds more are self-quarantining in Georgia, Washington State, Illinois, New York, and other states. Health officials are following directions from the CDC and the State Department, but many steps are being developed on the fly. States are utilizing a variety of techniques to track people, from calling in volunteers to make phone calls to sending text messages and using electronic registries. These people self-isolating are separate from the U.S. nationals that are under a real quarantine, including those housed at 4 U.S. air bases and the 328 that were recently evacuated from the Diamond Princess cruise ship, more commonly known as the virus mill. The CDC, local, and state health officials, for some reason, believe that the thousands of people that are self-isolating are at a lower risk of having been exposed to the virus. Officials continue to claim that the immediate risk to the general public is still low, but they're working on rectifying that. Listen to the following insanity. An attempt to monitor and quarantine people at this scale is a unique challenge. Quarantines typically apply only to those with a known exposure, rather than just travel history. A coalition of staffers, employees from other departments, healthcare providers, and federal officials are engaged in a classic outbreak response to monitor people, such as family and healthcare workers who came into close contact with 2 local cases. And now, the department has added tracking recent arrivals from China to their to-do list. We're still in the middle of figuring out these operations, said Dr. Cody. Although travel from mainland China has been sharply curtailed, Americans continue to arrive into 11 airports designated by federal officials, and health authorities are on the lookout for passengers who are coming from other countries but were also recently in China. LA County, for instance, is adding dozens of returning travelers to its monitoring list daily. Those that aren't exhibiting symptoms who haven't been to the hot zone are allowed to go on to their final destinations, but they're asked to stay at home for up to 14 days to monitor their health and check in with their local health departments and contact their healthcare providers if they develop symptoms. They're asked to avoid close contact with others, typically defined as being within 6 feet of another person for a prolonged period. Sometimes those that are in self-isolation are told that they can go outside and exercise if nobody's around, or even to the grocery store. Yeah, you heard that right. The orders aren't binding, but local health officials can issue stricter quarantine orders if necessary. So far, most people have been cooperative. Yeah, most of them. Sometimes local officials receive incorrect or illegible phone numbers for some, or just missing data for others, and then they have to circle back to federal authorities for more information to track them down. Other health departments phone or email initially, and then sometimes follow up in a few days or a week. There you have it. Like, share, and subscribe. Thanks. For Headlines with a Voice, this is Nancy Morgan Hart.